probably a good place to stop. It's Mason and Remy in the Mundane Monday podcast. Welcome. This is where we talk about the weekend, like I was just saying. And what a weekend it was with Jingle Fest.
Oh my gosh. And also a great live stream to watch on Facebook if you're watching us right now on Facebook. Currently, it is a non-impeachment live broadcast. So
yeah.
We got you.
We can get through it without
We're going to talk about
it.
less important things.
How's the weekend besides that we hung out like all weekend on Saturday? I guess all day Saturday.
Yeah, it was good. It was yesterday. We just tied up a bunch of loose ends. We don't get very many free weekends. We haven't had many free weekends, so we were at the house and just kind of tying up some loose ends. We've got our Friendsmas party is this weekend, so we've got all the friends coming over. We're kids free this weekend, which is weird. That doesn't happen very much with us. So I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm not sure if we will know what to do without children in our lives for this weekend, but they're going with Grandma or Gigi and Papa this weekend, and they're going to have a blast. I know that for sure, but we're just kind of preparing for that. We had to go out and get some groceries and clean up the house a little bit, and I took the kids to Petco yesterday because they really wanted to see the guinea pigs and the ferrets, which is so funny because Leo called I was like, "What is that, Leo?" And he's like, "It's a cat." And I was like, "Everything furry is a cat."
That's cool.
To little kids.
That's a solid parenting pro tip right there. Kids need to be entertained. Take them to Petco.
Yeah. Well, I had.
Yeah, I remember going to it was Meijer. Okay, it's different, but there was a pet department there, and I remember going there as a kid.
They got the fish tanks.
Right. They had birds and they had guinea pigs and they had all that stuff back in the day when we all went there for stuff.
I feel like Meijer still has fish.
They probably do. Yeah, I know they do now.
Still has some Walmarts have the fish section, which I mean,
I haven't been into a Walmart lately. Honestly,
it's like Walmart's like bottom of the barrel for fish, and
I only go to Schnucks for my groceries.
Petco and PetSmart are like just above that, and then you go to your like local fish stores that are owned and
specialty.
Run by then you get your better fish, or they come from a more sustainable resource usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I kind of teased Emerson early in the morning. I was like, "Hey, you should ask Mommy if you can go to the fish store or the pet store today."
Attaboy.
And I totally forgot that Lauren had a bunch of errands to run yesterday and a bunch of stuff to return. So she went out and got some alone time, which is good because she's needed it over the past week. And so we had to go pick up some groceries. And there's a Petco right nearby. And I was like, I can kill two birds with one stone here, no pun intended. And we went into Petco.
They're not going to like that at Petco.
Well, yeah, they're not. We walked around, and before I gave them the speech, because now that the kids are at the age of like, I need everything. I need, like, if I see something I want it, I need to buy it. We need to get stuff for Riley. I before we even got out of the car, I was like, okay, guys, if any of you whine or if you scream or if you make any kind of crying noises, we will be coming back to the car. If either of you request to buy anything, we'll be coming back to the car. We are going in to visit our animal friends.
Laying down the law.
That is what we are going in to do.
Okay.
And that is all we are going to do. And Daddy will tell us when we are going to leave. Because the last time they were in Target, they both threw fits at the same time. And my wife was the mom that everybody was looking at. And it's so funny because she said that there was a mom that was walking past. So if you ever judge parents for having whiny children in a grocery store, you really, unless you've been there, you can't really, you don't understand the embarrassment that it actually is. But there was one mom that Lauren overheard as they were walking through, and she goes, "Oh, there's two of them crying," like out loud so that Lauren could hear it, like as if my wife wasn't fully aware that they were both making a scene and she couldn't do anything about it at that point. So I and now she will lay down the law before we go into public with both of the kids, because usually if you have one of them, it's okay. Like they're fine alone, separated, but I think they kind of feed off each other's energy. So
yeah, absolutely.
That energy was crying last time they were in public, so yeah, it was a good time. We said hi to the guinea pigs, hi to the hamsters. I've been really thinking about getting a leopard gecko for the kids. and or having some sort of lizard or something, and all going back to my youth when I had like a whole freaking zoo in my room.
No, that's a healthy parenting thing, is to give them your things.
Well, they would also be
so that
interested.
you can too benefit.
They
from
would also be interested.
No, I know. That's
and
fun.
and I've actually thought about doing like a hamster or a guinea pig or something. You know, kind of trying to teach them how to take care of something on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Emerson has really helped out with the dog. She feeds the dog at night, and she knows how to do that. So that's awesome.
Nice.
And you know, it kind of teach them a little bit of responsibility. And of course, you know, I'm just a big lover of pets and animals, and I had them growing up. And my parents weren't the most, I guess, apt to let me have them. So I feel like that's one of those things where now I can, and I can afford my kids the opportunity to have pets. So I think I might, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what it'll be, the holidays and Christmas and all that stuff to get through. So, but yeah, other than Jingle Fest, which I'm sure we'll get to, that was pretty much the day of my weekend that I had yesterday. So, how was your weekend?
It was good. Art, hello. Colleen, hello. It's good to see you. Didn't do a lot on Sunday, just kind of laid low because we're both working on Saturday. So it was a busy day, but it was a lot of fun. It's one of those things you look forward to once a year. It's the big stress. I woke up in the morning, and I know you don't do this. I do this. I did this when I went to all those other festivals that we worked with, all those other shows that we did. I just can't eat. It's my nerves. I am a stress vomiter. Thankfully, I didn't stress vomit, but I didn't eat a lot either, and I was kind of feeling it. And it was just there's so much happening there, and so much could go wrong, and that your anxiety like triggers at every moment that something isn't going exactly the way it should be. And from the first break that I did, it was terrible. First break I did was like, we're here with special guest. Silence. Everybody made fun of my intro. It sucked. And then I'm like, it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be great. And tried to rally, but it was a great show. Sunday, the wife and I did dinner. We just kind of had takeout. We're going out for Taco Tuesday tomorrow night. So that's
sounds delicious.
That's our week this week. We got some Taco Tuesday.
Do you know where you're going
stuff.
yet?
We always go to a place in downtown Edwardsville. My wife's gonna kill me right now. I'm so bad with
I know what you're talking about. Is it like a little hut?
No.
No.
But we do go to that place. The place we're talking about is right across from the park in downtown Edwardsville. It's like I'm gonna mess it up, man. It's like Camilla's or Katrina's or something with a C.
Yes.
There's a restaurant there where we can both go and share the chicken quesadillas. But that's Taco Tuesday. Coming up. So we just were laying low yesterday, and we watched some shows that we watched, like Silicon Valley, a show that's on HBO. It had its season finale. We like San Minaj's show on Netflix. He does some good stuff. Keaton's like watching him now. My wife said, let's stay up and watch Rick and Morty last night, because Keaton and I and his mother all watched the first few episodes of the new season.
Yeah.
Don't know how his dad feels about that. As he was asking last night, like, hey, new Rick and Morty tonight at 10:30. Can I get the password for your Spectrum account? My wife cut the cord in Bloomington Normal, so she's got no cable there now.
Oh.
So he's like, can I get your I'm like, I don't think it's going to work, man. This Spectrum stuff is garbage. We're currently on Spectrum Internet. Here and at home. Everyone is. It's the only thing you can get here. But the kids didn't. He didn't say it didn't work, so that's how it goes. When they get old enough, you give them something, they don't say thanks. They don't.
Yeah.
They're just like, if you don't hear from them, great, all is well.
Yeah.
Because they'll call you like out of the nowhere and be like, hey, why doesn't my phone work? You're like, did you break it? Maybe. No, I'm kidding. But he's good, and I know he watched the show, and so his mom and I watched the show last night, and. Just kind of like I said, lazed around on Sunday. Friday night, I feel like I was exhausted on Friday night and went to bed early just to kind of prepare. But Jingle Fest was a big, yeah, you're like a bobblehead.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Jingle Fest was a big deal. How was it for you?
I thought it was really good. I don't know numbers. I don't know the tally, and I put this in my stuff. I said it felt like the energy was amazingly high. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect. I've seen John party perform,
Mhm.
but I don't know that I've seen Morgan Wallen, but Morgan Wallen was at like this little bar, and it was pre-mullet Morgan
It was
Wallen.
long hair Morgan Wallen.
Um,
Breakout star, man, I thought.
I don't know if you were there or not. It was at a bar in Chicago somewhere, but he performed there, and it was very low key. And now he's like this rip sleeves mullet guy.
He's
and
got his
it's
own
like,
thing
It's a
happening.
totally different ball game now, and I love the energy that he brings. And Russell Dickerson, the same thing, energy.
Did you see Russell Dickerson floss on stage?
I did not. Was that during his like dance remix
He
song?
did it like a dance. Yeah. He definitely he was and
Yeah.
and I went, oh man, and I was actually back next to Morgan Wallen, watching him. Pretty cool sign of respect. I think my wife has said this too, that when you go play a show, my wife's a singer and a songwriter, and you go play a show, you watch the other band, right?
Mhm.
Like it's a decent thing to do. Like I don't know if in the theater it's like that. Like you go support your friends and
Oh yeah.
and see their show. But Morgan Wallen was there watching Russell Dickerson, and he went out there and he started, doing this, and I went, "Oh no!" Inside, just as a old man. And Morgan Wallen kind of looked at his manager, and I wanted to like lean over and be like, "You're not gonna do that, are you?" But I didn't say anything. He's watching the show. It was kind of cool though, and I saw him with you at that music summit for our former company, the Evil Empire.
Oh yeah.
He was there before, like he had just long hair, and the way I talk was coming out,
Mhm.
and he needed a thing. He needed something.
Yeah.
Mullet, cut off the sleeves. I don't know if you saw this. I realized it halfway through. The sleeves were in his back pocket,
Yes.
and he threw them out at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Like, take my sleeves. Like, what a brilliant idea for take home something. They throw guitar picks out and stuff.
Yeah.
But he just sings. I don't know if he did play the guitar. Maybe.
I didn't
Russell Dickerson played the guitar a lot better than I thought he would.
Yeah, Russell Dickerson. Well, he played for us 360, and that was kind of my
Yeah.
first experience
Yeah.
with him.
I mean, he had a solo.
acoustic.
I watched him. He had a solo.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Surprising.
Going back to just the night in general, I feel like everybody was happy. There was no fight in the parking lot this year that I heard of.
We just got in. You've already.
That's
I
true.
mean, that could
I
change.
don't think there was any
No, that's
fights in
solid.
the parking lot.
That's solid information right now.
I feel like there might have been less people like in the actual getting drinks and stuff like that. I just remember last year it was so packed, but maybe that's just because people were like
It was a crazy
watching the show. But it was full. I mean, every
Yeah.
seat was full.
Yeah. It was a crazy caliber of show last year, and I did not know what to expect. And it was still packed. So we must have given away the same amount of tickets. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I know that we sold out the part that you buy for this show, which is, I think, the floor seats, right?
Floor and lower bowl.
Okay.
And on all of upper bowl is free.
Okay, so right on. But I thought Blanco Brown did a lot more than I thought he was going to do. He can sing a lot better than I thought.
Came out. Oh, and he just the soul.
Mm-hmm.
I was born by the river.
Yeah, it came down.
So good.
It was good. And I was surprised. And then when he hit the Get Up Challenge, we were down on the floor getting ready because we were going to do
Yeah.
a
I was actively avoiding that situation.
A giveaway.
Thankfully, he didn't invite
I
anybody
really
else.
thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I laid it down as soon as we got done with the part that I said I am hiding for the next 30 minutes because I will not be conveniently next to the stage to be brought up there to be made a fool of. I will not have it. And that was, we were walking through during sound check, and we I think I said that out loud, and somebody was like, he's right there. Like, he was on stage, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm doing him a favor. He doesn't want any
He doesn't want-
unrhythmic white boys up there
Yeah,
trying,
yeah.
unless he's his tour is to go around the country and embarrass white people. It's completely possible.
Yeah, it is.
There's some money in it. But
Let Bud and Broadway do that with the Arch video. I thought they both did really well, though. I haven't sat down to learn the
right,
dance.
Assuming that's the thing is they want to catch you off guard, so people watch it because you look silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's the whole
yeah.
reason. But if I had time to prep, I'd kill it. You know what I mean? And why can't I kill it? Why can't you give me the opportunity to do my best?
Yeah, there was no preparation.
Had they told
nobody
us-
nobody was like, "Hey, you guys should prepare for it." Thankfully, it didn't happen, but there was no we need to practice, or we had time to practice, even if that was a situation.
I get nervous for those moments because now that I think about it, I'm like, had they told us 6 months ago, I got no problem stepping into a dance studio with Remy, putting on some tights and doing something, and it would be a moment to capture, right? Like Blanco Brown would be done, and we'd be like, "Hey, Blanco Brown," and then bam, we'd hit it, right?
Yeah.
And it would be a great moment to capture. But the nerves of those moments get me, and that's the days that I can't eat. And like last year, we had this video ready to go, and it didn't happen, and we were like, "Oh no." It's one of those hiccups where you care so much about it, and it's so bottom tier for other people. It's just weird in this world how that happens, and it happens to me in the form of I can't eat, and I didn't eat all day. I had like 4 pieces of buffalo chicken on the way to the show, and then a marshmallow Rice Krispie
all those
treat.
are so good.
There were some Rice Krispie treats back in the
I know you're
catering
gonna find
area.
this hard to believe, but I had so much food.
No, I saw you. I saw you.
I
Whenever
had,
there's
like-
a random wrap or like rando sandwiches, Remy's on it. I
I'll
don't
put it in my
do
mouth.
I don't do a lot of that stuff though.
There
I'm
was
very
there was
picky.
there was a it was crazy bowls and wraps, which I
yeah.
assumed right off the bat you wouldn't necessarily be interested in, not knowing what's inside of this wrap. Vegetables, things like that, rice, quinoa, whatever it was. But I really fell in love with this like queso dip that was out there that had a bunch of like jalapenos in it and red peppers.
Yeah.
It was so good. But the the funny part about it is Joey's one of our video guys. We were both eating it hours after it had been put out. And I was like, hey, can you text me later if you've got any complications that may have arisen because of said
How'd
cheese?
that go? Yeah.
I didn't get any text
that's good. You
messages.
guys
and
are
I was
okay.
fine. It was good. It was
Good,
good. It was
good,
fine.
good.
It was probably all processed anyway, not real. But anyways, it was so delicious. But I remember thinking to myself, like, I've had more food here than I've ever had at any Jingle Fest or any concert or any venue. Because I'm kind of like you, where I want to get everything done that I need to get done before I eat or sit down or have a beer or whatever it is. Because I want to be like my best for it, even though probably not eating isn't really the most the highly suggested thing to do if you're going to present yourself with energy. But it's like adrenaline takes over at one point or another.
That's what I get. No, if I put like too much food in my belly, and I'll just stress vomit it up, and you know what I mean. That's for me. That's that's how I go. But yeah, the adrenaline carries you through it. For sure.
There was one time that I got
I'm
to
sure
that
it gets
point.
better the more you do it. Like, that's part of being an artist, I'm sure. My wife just joined. Hey, what's the Mexican joint that we usually go to downtown Edmondsville? What were you saying?
I was going to say there was only one time when I felt the need to have to go to the bathroom before, and it was my Rent audition. When I auditioned for a community theater performance or production of Rent.
Sorry, when you say have to go to the bathroom.
To stress vomit, yeah.
Vomit, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you were
And
like, I'm
it was
about
crazy.
to go up, and this is my...
I've never really had anxiety like that before, and I don't know what it was that day, but it just...
well, you found a way past it,
just
which is good.
yeah. I had McDonald's beforehand, and
Well, that's not
that
gonna
was not a key meal for anybody who is going to vocally do anything.
Chavas is the name of the place in
Chavas.
Edwardsville. Thank you, honey.
Chavez. I'm losing my voice too today, so I don't.
Dude, it's happening right
I woke
now.
up yesterday.
Wife and I were both feeling it.
Yeah, I woke up yesterday. I sounded like Barry White. Had that. Yeah, I had that going on. If we would have been on the air yesterday, we could have played the Shaft music. But it's not as low today.
It was a busy
Kind
day.
of scratchy.
It was a busy day for Jingle Fest Saturday, and I'm sure your voice was worn out. You may have inhaled a couple of Santa beard hairs.
That's true. That's
possibly,
true.
but it was a great show, and I mean, for me, Morgan Wallen was the highlight. I was excited to see where he was. I knew he'd had a couple songs out. I don't know if they're like big hits or testing or whatever, but Whiskey Glasses was a big hit here. The Way I Talk, I thought was a good song. Up Down, I thought was a good song, and his live set was really good.
Really good.
And I was like, cool, I'm done. Like, I felt good about it. Russell Dickerson did well, and no offense to the guy, but it was hard to follow Morgan Wallen. I felt kind of, because he's got these love songs are big and huge.
You mean Russell Dickerson?
Yeah.
Hard to follow Russell Dickerson.
No, it's hard to follow Morgan
Wallen.
Wallen,
Okay,
who was
gotcha,
just
gotcha.
like,
Yeah.
giant,
Yeah.
And then Russell Dickerson's like, I love you.
Oh, you mean performance-wise? Gotcha. I thought you
Yeah.
meant just like trying to follow him on stage. But
No.
You mean okay? I got you. I got you.
It was. And I once John Party went up, I got some work done, and was like, I am sleepy. You know, once the work is done, the work is done. So
Yeah.
no offense to John Party, but I did not stick he's around.
It was I would agree with you. I would say that Morgan Wallen probably was my favorite of the night too. And again, no offense
I'm
to
glad
anybody,
to see it.
no offense to anybody else, but like
Dude, Russ-
as he's wrapping up his set, and you know how they do like the vamp where they just continually play the back end of the song over and over again. That happened for a long time, probably 2 to 3 minutes after the set had ended.
While he wandered around,
kind of out there for the encore or whatever, just like, you know, waving. He threw out his sleeves. And you know, was just
he did
shaking people's hands and taking pictures. It was really cool. I don't know. And we always go through this thing where like whoever plays Jingle Fest, one of those artists or two of those artists or whoever is going to have a breakout year in 2020.
Gonna blow up.
I definitely think that could happen with any one of those artists.
That's true too. That's true too. I mean,
Blanco's got a lot of stuff in the works too with a bunch of. I heard he's getting together with Parmalee to do something.
Oh, that's right. They got a song that's coming out. That's right.
And so there's some other stuff too that he's working on. But
he met John Party
for
for the first time at our show. I heard him say, "Very nice to meet you, sir." Like,
yeah.
But yeah, and Morgan came right in after going on stage. We all had a staff picture. Morgan was in there, and he was like, "I need a dip cup now. I need dip cup." He was yelling for his good manager. So when you're a superstar, you can dip, and you'll have someone who will get you a dip cup.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't even have to worry about that.
Or hold the dip cup that already has some of the remnants of the dip in it.
You know what was cool was Broadway's kid was there and hanging backstage, and like I think he said something to his dad and was like, "Is that Morgan Wallen?" And his dad was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Hey." And they had a little chat for about 5 minutes or so, and I thought that was cool. That's one of those, you know, that's one of those things you can't really get anywhere.
It's fun bringing friends and family into the fold if you can.
Yeah.
If like I remember Lauren came to CMA Fest with us and got to be our photographer and take pictures, and she thought that was really cool. And I just feel like, you know, we see it so much and we're around it so much that anxiousness doesn't really come with it anymore. I'd say, I don't know, like a Blake Shelton still holds that for me, maybe. Like a Carrie Underwood, Taylor Swift. She's not really country anymore. It's
been so long since we did.
That's true.
A lot of that stuff.
That's very true.
Because Bud and Broadway, as the morning show, as the captain of the ship, they would helm that, if you will.
That I miss.
I don't either. I don't like doing that. Like if they want, if be careful about what I say here. I don't mind it. It's fine and it's fun. I like to have fun, but the problem is I don't like to talk about the music because there's nothing in it for the listener. No offense. I'm sure there are fans of that stuff, but like, they'd rather talk about something fun or interesting. And it's hard to, when you get the call from like a Blake Shelton and you're like, ooh, so many questions. Keep it about the music, boys.
Yeah. That's usually
the big ones.
The thing that preempts most of those large interviews, that something has happened, just after the Miranda Lambert Blake Shelton divorce, or they had separated or whatever. We had Blake Shelton at Country Thunder.
Yep. We
were unable to speak of any part of that at all. And I think that's the kind of, and as shallow or as deep as that may seem to a listener or whatever, that's the thing that people want to hear about.
That's
they
life
want to hear
too.
A statement. They want to hear you're in the public eye. And I know there's a lot of defense for like, they have their private lives too, but get out of the music industry if you don't want people nosing around in your stuff. It's hard. It's part of it, and we are spilling our guts here.
Yep.
We tell you about our weekends. That's just part of it. The lifestyle part of it. I mean, there's
spotlight.
Stuff that we omit, sure,
right?
But we also have the luxury of not being Blake Shelton in that regard, to where our personal lives don't really have
and
the TMZ front page.
Right. I could understand the argument of we're using them because that's it's a back and forth, right? Like they're using us to get their music out there. We're using them to get some
entertainment,
some people to listen, watch, or whatever. But I think that's an unwritten. This is just how it goes, right? We're both benefiting here. But then, do you want to be like, we talked to Blake Shelton, he's got that scandal. And all he is like, well, the songwriter that I once met in Oklahoma, he's a friend of mine. I put a point on the record for him. Like nobody but a very niche amount of people who are interested or in the business are into that.
Yeah.
And the majority of my clicks and or listens and or views would not come from those people.
Yeah. It definitely wouldn't come from tell me what inspired this song. 'Cause 95% of the time, they didn't write the song.
I don't know. I didn't write it, but why it hit me hardest.
They talk about listening to demos in their cars, like listening to other songwriters, and that's part of the business.
Yeah, I don't think it's a secret anymore.
No, it's part of what it is, but at the same time, those questions don't really apply anymore because they didn't write it. I mean, they can obviously they connect with the emotion of the song depending on what that is, but yeah. So that's a whole nother thing. But I'm kind of with you in that I don't really miss that aspect of it because I feel like we have so many other things that we can bring to the table. And do they actually want to hear an interview with an artist?
A lot of people, if they're looking for that kind of thing, know exactly where to find it.
Yeah, exactly.
And should we be that spot, or is the world so niche now on the internet that you can find it with one search word? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite artist? Are we not reporting on them? I can Google it and find everything that is the latest there about it, and why we can't compete with that. So why not find something better that a search engine can't get you? Although if you do search Mason and Remy, you can find our YouTube, Twitter. It's down here.
A little bit of foreshadowing for 2020 there.
Facebook.
Yeah.
This is this thing. This. It's just a test.
The emergency.
No. Don't do that.
No tones will be playing.
I don't want to talk about
not an
it.
emergency.
Not good.
There's nothing emergent about this.
But in looking at this, next Monday I will be off. The week after that is Christmas.
I as well will be off.
Right.
Yeah.
But,
so this won't happen, is what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Unless we do it on Tuesday.
Okay.
Mundane Tuesday podcast.
Right. But also the week after that, I believe, is Christmas, isn't it?
Yep. And then we're off until
We're off. This is the last Monday of the year, of the month.
See you next year.
Wait for it. Of the decade.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
We're into the 2020s come next month.
I like it.
The 20s.
Do you think this...
Let's make it roaring.
The Roaring 20s are back.
Let's do it.
I love that.
How do we do it?
Welcome to the Roaring 20s.
We'll ring it in. I'll bet someone's going to steal it.
Or is it welcome to the Roaring 20s? Is it a cyborg that says it now instead of a journalist? In the 20s.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be an AI journalist from Japan.
Just report on things.
Have you seen that? That's a thing.
Oh, is it?
They have a 3D rendering of the top journalist there who sits, and they input the text, and he is 24 hours whenever a story's
aggregating
up,
stuff from the internet.
But it looks like him. It sounds like him.
They're taking our gerbs.
They literally are. You know what they can't do? This. Actually, they can. Never mind.
They probably can. Deep fake.
Better. They do it better.
Deep
They'd be like, we know what works. We have the analytics. You do too, but you're humans. You're lazy.
Oh man, I didn't realize that this was the end of a decade.
Yeah, that's the first time it hit you.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up in 2020.
Yeah, we're looking forward to doing stuff like this on a bigger scale.
Yeah,
this is it's not often for us that the people you work for are like, what do you want to do? You know what I mean? It's always been, here's what you're doing. And we have some good plans, and they let us do some cool stuff. So I hope it all works out in a good way. It sounds like it's going to be good.
Yeah, for sure. We'll be able to keep you more posted. And
imagine this, what we're doing right now, during the show, the whole show.
Yeah.
We do this, and it's not a new concept, don't get me wrong, but we do this, and then we go on the air. You would hear that. You would hear the callers that come in, callers that don't make the air, everything that's said off the air, everything that shouldn't be said on the air.
Yes. And perhaps now I'm just being that guy that's like, oh, you gotta wait because there's some big things coming in 2020.
Well, this is what we're working on, so this is what we want to do. You know what I mean? This is our project. I love that we can do this here in the office. Don't get me wrong. But, that's the stage. And if you want to be a part of the show, this is one way to do it in the future, right? Not only that, but on the app, on the New Country 92.3 app, you can send in a message directly. A woman sent one this morning.
What did that say?
Did you listen to it?
No, I didn't
They,
listen.
Bud and Broadway were talking about what the worst Christmas gift was, and I think she said, my ex-husband gave me a plunger and a bunch of cleaning supplies, and that was it. And I kind of went, well, we know ex-husband, so that turned out okay. But it's
Don't give your significant other a Peloton this year.
it's a different right. It's a different era of communication now, and we need to find that. And this is one way to do that, to connect, to bridge that gap. You watching? Say something. Say hi. Like, we know that. We can get you right through. This is possibly a better direct route and a more accessible route than dialing 10 digits or whatever it is that you need to dial to get to us on the phones.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely more accessible.
what about the possibilities of doing this, bringing someone in? And because I know on Facebook you can like join a Facebook Live sometimes.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Maybe we could do a screen and screen where we FaceTime someone. Maybe it's an artist. Maybe it's someone
Maybe it's you.
listening.
Maybe it's you at work.
Yeah.
Maybe it's you in your cubicle at work.
Maybe it's my wife
Maybe it's Alicia.
watching, probably on the couch.
Maybe it's Emerson or Leo.
She doesn't have the sound turned up though. I get it.
Maybe it's my fish tank.
I'm just kidding. She does. So the idea is next year is going to be very much live all the time. We'll be streaming, and I think it'll be good. I'm thinking at least 3 to 6. You know what I mean? That's the time. Excuse me. That's the
for sure.
prime time that we will probably be streaming the show the most. That is the drive time. That is the key moments for us where we do the big 3, where we play the bi-state battle, where we usually have topics, giveaways, what's awesome, those kind of things. So you'll catch all that here. We'll be able to upload that to YouTube. We'll be able to put that on our podcast, and it'll live forever on Facebook and Instagram as well. So looking forward to 2020. Big things in the works. But if this is the last Monday podcast of December of 2020 of the decade, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Happy New Year.
and Happy New Year.
Happy Hanukkah.
Do you think 2020 is going to jump on this? The show, the TV show?
Oh my God, I'm sure they've got stuff planned. If they don't
their
have
year.
they don't have something planned, there is bad marketing involved over there.
Is that show still going?
Yeah, I think so. Is that 60 Minutes I'm thinking of?
60 Minutes, definitely. 2020. 2020 Vision, ABC. Oh, it's still on. 2020. 2020 continues to combine hard-hitting investigative reports.
Is it Bobble Wobbles?
I don't know
Is
who
it
it
Bobble
is.
Waddles?
I have no idea who it is.
Bobble Waddles?
But yeah, they still running.
2020 still going. They should just announce their end in 2020. Well, we got here. Guess we're done.
You're on your own now.
Also, every vision company wants you to see 2020
In 2020.
Yeah. So just remember that. Don't buy it. It's all a scam. They raised prices.
They don't care.
They raised prices. Because of that brilliant marketing scheme. I'm just kidding. I need new glasses. Holler at me. Let's go. You want to go?
Yeah.
UCN, go have a Monday. Go have the final Monday together of the decade. I know, right? We did a weird thing at Jingle Fest where we both said how long we had been together in unison, like an unfortunately long married couple, where someone said, how long have you been together? And we both went like 3, 2, 1. 10 years in April. Like at this, I thought you'd do it with me. But
Oh,
you said
no,
that's okay.
I forgot how we started it.
Count down. 'Cause it was both of us going 10 years in April, and it was in unison. And she was like, "Oh," and I immediately wanted to be like, "I'm married to a woman." But it was fun.
Also crazy that it's gonna we've spanned a decade on the 10s.
Yeah,
2010
easy to remember.
2020.
Yeah, man, yeah, easy to remember for sure. But looking forward to 2020 and everything else, and you for being here. Thank you so much, Art. I appreciate you coming by.
All right, love you, dude.
Colleen, of course, we appreciate you guys and everyone else who was watching and was a part of it. Mark Zielinski, who liked it as well.
Thanks, Mark.
I'll see you watching. Thanks for watching. You can always catch this on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, usually on Mondays in 2020. We will be again, yeah? You going to do that again next year? Keep it going? Okay.
I like it.
All right. We'll see you for that in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.